Hi everybody, it's Suzanne in Ohio. I I'm here just to show you what I've been working on. Some up and coming thoughts and things that are in progress. I thought you might find it interesting. Now this goes along the lines of my needle books. I just posted a video recently about my two newest needle books, and one of them has already gone off to a new home, and I have several more covers ready, and I thought you might enjoy seeing them. So what we're going to do is just take a look at those, and just if you're interested in creating one for yourself, it will give you some ideas about what to do. So this one, I enjoyed working on this and finding this one. I found a dresser scarf or a tea towel or something at the thrift store that had this little dog on it. And I myself had never seen that embroidery pattern at that time. But since then, I have seen it on Pinterest and different things. So it's a very old vintage little one of those iron-on embroidery patterns. And what I did was add the embroidery grass around it. The flowers were already there, but I added the grass. I just wanted him to look like he was walking outside. And I embroidered the quote on there from the song, "How much is that doggy in the window?" Now, because he was in brown, I added some brown coffee stained textiles, and this one in the corner was already stained itself, and then fabric scraps and a lot of slow stitching. So I put him on a complementary background, and then I chose the same fabric for the inside. I have this piece almost ready to start working on, and again, this will be a needle book when I get it finished. And I just thought you might like to see how it looks in the beginning. Now, I don't know how I will finish off the outside edge of this one, but I think I'll probably end up with a quilt binding. I'm unsure at this point. So there's number one, and then the rest of these are unfinished works that could have been journal covers, or, and in this case, I'm more into needle books right now. So this is printed. It's one of those timeless beauties. I printed her on fabric, and then I collaged around her. This was a piece of textile that had that tatting edge on it, and I wanted to use that, but it was plain. So I did the embroidery on here. Yes, I did all of it. I had to stop and think if it had anything on it to begin with, but no, I did that. So it makes a very timeless kind of antique look. And my main fabric is this with all these cranberry colored roses on it. Now, this is what it looks like on the inside. There's my working thread. I'm not done yet. And this is just the base of the front. And then I will create an inside. And in my mind, I wanted this one totally different than anything else I'd done. So I'm going to put the dark red on the inside and a little touch of the roses. And then, of course, by the time I get all my felt pads and pin cushions and a swinging pocket or a second page of felt in there, it will have plenty. So basically this one will be dark with light elements instead of light with dark elements. So if that gives you any ideas, think about that. Now this one also will be very timeless, gorgeous, vintage looking. This is from a few years ago. It's an unfinished project when I was teaching myself how to do ribbon embroidery. And I'm not an expert at it, but I feel like it came out pretty nice. And then I mounted it on the front here. It is securely on there. It will last for a long time. But for somebody that wants a needle book a little bit fancier, this is going to be it, because it will have another piece of this gorgeous, this is called card woven lace, and it will have another piece of that on there, as well as it will have this little piece of jewelry I found that absolutely perfectly matches this whole theme and colors. So this will be a needle book, and I haven't decided on what will be the inside yet, or the pieces and parts. But if you've seen any of my other needle books, you can kind of guess which way it'll go. And then I have this outside ready, and this is a thoroughly stitched fabric collage with a lot of slow stitching on it. And this was a piece of curtain lace, or maybe it was a bedspread, I can't remember, but I color enhanced it with my Inktense, and then I also embroidered around it. It has a soft look, kind of shabby chic, Victorian vintage, and on the inside I put cabbage roses print and these eyelet pockets. So this needle book, all the pieces and parts to it will be thoroughly mounted on pages in there. I'm kind of interested to see how that one is going to end up. Now, the next one, I know it's probably a little confusing to see it on camera, but I'm telling you, in real life, it couldn't be more darling. I have a print of one of those, they're called calendar girls, and they were always little girls with elements like cats, dogs, birds, and here she is looking down at this robin, and she had a big black hat on. So I put lace on her hat, I put hair on her, and then I put a rose with bird feathers, and so she's fully enhanced. This is for somebody who likes the delicate look. And then the back of it is beautiful fabric pieces that are collaged, and I added this embroidery with beads at the ends for the flowers. Just gorgeous. Some of these pieces that I included in the fabric collage are old. All right, so the inside is just plain eyelet. I know I've got shadows showing up. I'm not sure why that is. But this one will be pages also. Pages full of everything you need for a needle book. So there's that one. Then there's this one. And this is a timeless beauty also. It's printed off on fabric, and I mounted it on here and did a rolled rag flower with some eyelash yarn coming out of it. And it has some really delicate fiber work over here and some hanging beads. And so the back of it looks like this. And this was curtain fabric, and what I did was Inktense enhance it. Let me open this up. And then I mounted it, stitched around it, free motion sewing, and then I cut away the pieces I did not need. And I debated on whether to leave this on here or not, because I'm not sure it's really discernible. But it is supposed to be a butterfly. It was part of the original background lace. So this is a beauty. This Inktense enhancement is permanent, and it just brings a piece of lace or anything you're working on. It brings it alive. Now this is a fold-over flap for safety, so a half flap and this, and these pockets out of lace. I may take this piece off and back it with something to make it a little sturdier, and then put it back on. I'm not sure. Or leave it as is and just add my pages of felt on the inside. So there's that one. Now I have two that are in progress. And for those of you that like this idea and are trying to make your own, I thought you might appreciate seeing it at this stage. So this is just, think of it as nothing but a slow stitch fabric collage, because that's all it is. It has pellon in it, a piece of muslin on the back. You can see all my stitches coming through there. You can see my basting. And what I did was put all these pieces and parts together and put enough slow stitching on it to hold it together, and some machine stitch here and there before I started the slow stitch. And then I embroidered this branch with all these little pink buds out on the tips of it. Now, my original plan was to add some beads to this. I don't know if I will do that or not, since I've decided to turn this into a needle book. But that's how the front looks. Let's call it the outside, because once you fold it over, you got a front and a back. But this is the outside of the book. Now, here's the inside of the book. I found a piece of fabric that I love, the way it matches and goes with the theme. And then I found this embroidered doily at the thrift, and of course I had to rescue that. And it came washed and starched and ironed, even though it has some stains on it. I'm going to leave it just the way it is. And probably what I'll do with this is mount this right in the middle of the inside. I might have to shorten it a little bit, and that way I can put some pockets along the bottom. But the last one, in one of my later needle books, I put a gorgeous little textile on the inside, and I love the effect. So this will be mounted in here, and then it'll have the swinging pockets and pages and all the felt pads for your needles and pins. So that's that one. Now I have another one in progress I wanted to show you, because I really got myself into quite the job on this next one, because I kept thinking I want a farmhouse style for myself. I love vintage farmhouse anything. So I had some appropriate fabrics, and I started putting them together on a long, well, let's get this out of the way so that don't confuse you, because I wanted that half fold over flap. So what I have here is I have a print of a toile, and then these Dresden plate pieces right here are very vintage feed sack type fabric. I found them at an Amish sale. I had a little picture of a rooster on a novelty print, and of course you have to have some kind of ticking if you like farmhouse. And then I had this little farmhouse setting print, another chicken, and I made that a pocket. And then here's more of that Dresden plate. And I just used what I had, and I was quite happy with it. I had some old rickrack, and it's got lots of slow stitching on it. So that will be the outside of my book. Let me fold it up again. It'll have a half flap, and then it'll fold that way. Now, that's the outside. So what did I create for the inside? I found a novelty print with these chickens, and what I did was fussy cut them out and needle turn applique them onto this patchwork together foreground, and I stitched all over that. That will last forever. But those chickens are so darn cute, and because of the way this is fashioned, I won't put very much up here in the chicken wire. I will put all my other stuff on pages. So this will be the inside, and of course when it's inside the front cover, it'll fold up like this. So this is what you'll see when you first open the book. And then I thought, well, I got to start working on what I want to be, pages or flaps or swinging pockets. So I have this little sunflower piece ready. Don't know how I'll use it yet. I also have this swinging pocket or page section ready, all in the proper colors. I have more ticking that I can use somewhere. And this can be like the backing to one of the pockets. And then I came across this. I found these at the thrift store. They were already pre-done quilt squares in different patterns, and they were the right colors. I'm going to try to use them somewhere. And let's see, what else do I have here? Oh, I have this fabric collage that's machine put together right now. It doesn't have any slow stitching on it yet, but if I end up using it, I'll put some slow stitching on it. Then I also have this print, a very vintage print advertisement, American advertisement. It was off of a pumpkin can. And it is, I printed it on fabric. It is stable. I've even washed this. So I might try to include that somewhere just for interest because it is the right color tones. So that's my massively big project of the farmhouse type look, which I don't know how it'll end up coming together. Definitely it will have some free floating parts to it. And there you have it. So if you're thinking about making yourself a needle book, please give it a try. Make it big enough that it's sufficient for any kind of person, any use, many, many needles, have several working threads in there at one time, All right, you guys. Hey, it's been nice sharing with you. I hope that inspires you. If you're interested in a needle book, keep your eye on my channel or my Etsy store over the next coming weeks. And as I get these finished, I'll do a flip through of them and post them on my Etsy. All right, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, give me a thumbs up and a comment. And if you leave a comment, please tell me where you're watching from. I don't know why that just thrills me to death. I had somebody from California and Oregon and Nuremberg, Germany, and I just love it when it gives me a bigger perspective on life and who's out there in YouTube land. All right, have a great day. I hope you're stitching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.